Maybe they're kind of trying to kill two birds with one stone, getting 2 wins in Big 12 and beating Texas back-to-back weekends. Texas, you got to go through Lawrence, Kansas. It's just the way it is, baby.
The fanatic, where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what
Welcome into the Fan Addict, a sports channel for sports fans by sports fans. It's your boy, Coach I.
And I'm the stat guy.
That's right, man. We are here to bring y'all another video, man. We try to keep the content flowing. We like to release a video every Tuesday and Thursday, but this is a special video. We was going to save this video, as you can see, our college game day predictions, but due to ESPN going ahead and releasing their first week pick, the Ohio State Notre Dame game, we decided to go ahead and let y'all see what we had. It was one of our games as a choice. So was the Georgia-Oregon game. And I think we had one more that Jeff will get to. But since week one has already been done by ESPN, we'll go ahead and let y'all know what we're thinking for the rest of the season. How you feeling today, Stat Guy?
Hey, doing good. Excited to, hopefully see where we're thinking game day is going to be. It'll be neat come halfway, maybe the end of the year, see how many of these we hit the nail on the head. And then, hey, you never know how many the Fan Addict going to show up at. Be tailgating with y'all at y'all's local colleges and just enjoying some college game day atmospheres. They are definitely fun if you ain't been out to them before.
That's right. I think, like we said, week one was kind of, obvious. I didn't think Georgia, Oregon would be, a bigger candidate as the Ohio State Notre Dame. I mean, come on, man, it's Ohio State Notre Dame. So,
well, the one sleeper that I had that week was going to be the Utah Florida game.
Yeah.
Obviously, coming off the year they had in the Pac-12, and then Florida with Napier going to the Swamp. I thought that could potentially be something, but look, everybody knew they were heading to the horseshoe.
That's right, man. If y'all are liking the content, man, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Get in the comments. Let us know what each week, which games you think may have a chance to be game day, and then we'll revisit some of this and see who was right, who got the most right, things of that nature. So let's move on to week 2, Stat Guy. First of all, week 0, if they do game day, it's going to be Dublin, Ireland. I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to go over there, but they may do a show for it. And then week 1, of course, has already been announced. It's Ohio State, Notre Dame. So let's move on to week 2. We'll give y'all, what we're going to do is we looked at the schedule each week, and we came up with 3 possible choices. Some weeks there was more than 3, but we had to narrow it down to 3. And of course, we could be wrong. Who knows? We'll see. And then out of the 3, we'll say, each of us will say which one we think is actually going to be. All right, week 2, Stat Guy.
Week 2, you got South Carolina at Arkansas. You got Baylor going to Provo, playing BYU. And then you have Alabama with the true road test going to Austin to play Texas.
All three good. Alabama, Texas, of course, because it's Alabama, initially would probably get the nod. Honestly, it's hard to beat Alabama for a game day, early in the season, you know what I'm saying? But that BYU is normally a good group of 5, and then that South Carolina, Arkansas is going to mean a lot for both teams. Because both teams are, trying to make their way up their respective divisions. You got Sam Pittman, who's doing a great job out there at Arkansas. Hell, he beat A&M last year and gave Alabama all he wanted. You got Shane Beamer and Spencer Rattler, all the hype going on around there, and y'all actually travel to Arkansas. I don't know, man. Who do you think is going to be? It's week 2, so we already know they're going to Ohio State, Notre Dame week 1. So who do you think is going to be week 2?
Man, that Bama Texas matchup, obviously, anytime Nick Saban coaches against former assistants, obviously he has the rebuilding of coaches' careers down there in Alabama now and what he did for a start. So I don't know. BYU's schedule is crazy this year.
Believe it.
They're gonna be lucky to do whatever they can do. But I'm gonna give it to them. I think they're gonna take the trip to Provo, and they're gonna go Baylor at BYU. And I think they're going to take a much needed trip to Provo and give those fans the nod and let them see what game day life is all about. Obviously, BYU supports that football team very well.
I can definitely see that, especially with Baylor coming off of Big 12 championship last year, looking to try to repeat there. I just think because it's who it is, I'm thinking Alabama against Sark, and especially if they announce Quinn Ewers as the starter, I don't know if that's going to actually happen. You got the dark horse Bijan Robinson for Heisman. You got Bryce Young, and it's Alabama. I mean, let's not act like it's Alabama. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Alabama and Texas in Austin. All right, week 3.
All right, week 3. You have Miami at Texas A&M.
Ooh.
You have Penn State returning the favor from last year, going to Auburn this year. And then you have me and your favorite game, Georgia coming to Willie B at South Carolina.
I think if South Carolina goes to Archie, beats Arkansas, that'll make the Georgia-South Carolina more appealing, especially if, Georgia handles business and beats Oregon. Of course, the second week, I think we play like Kent State or somebody. Penn State, Auburn, because of the rematch, and you got the Big Ten, SEC. That's always, a crowd. I think it's always a crowd pleaser, to be honest, because Big Ten fans want to beat up on the SEC, and SEC fans want to beat up on the Big Ten. But I'm gonna go with Miami at Texas A&M. You got Jimbo just signed all those 5-star, even though that doesn't mean all of them gonna play. You had the historical class where he signed 4 or 5 stars on the defensive line alone. Number 1 class ever after Alabama just did it like a year or 2 ago. And then you got Miami, Cristobal's first year. Tyler Van Dyke played good down the stretch. He's a outside candidate for the Heisman. I'm going with Miami visiting the 12th man for game day in week 3.
So, Penn State, Auburn did get it last year. I think the whiteout helped that. I think Penn State and that whiteout game, that normally helps them secure game day. But, I'm a homer. I'm still the delusional South Carolina fan. We're gonna go on the road week 2, smash Archie. We're gonna roll into that game 2-0, trying to climb the mountain that is the SEC East. Y'all got to come to Willie B. Get ready for a 7:30 kickoff, baby. I think College Gameday is going to be in Cola, watching the fans go crazy on the Cockaboos.
I could see that. All right, man. On to week 4, man. What's week 4 got for us?
Week 4, you're going to have Florida at Tennessee, Wisconsin at Ohio State, and then starting off the round robin there in the ACC play, you have Clemson traveling to Wake Forest.
Because we did most of our research before they actually announced week 1. Of course, we've got Ohio State. It's Ohio State, so they could be a candidate every a lot of different weeks. I ain't gonna say every week, but since Ohio State Notre Dame is getting it the first week, I don't think in week 4 they'll turn around and do Ohio State Wisconsin, even though that could be possibly a preview of the Big Ten championship. We'll see. So I'm gonna X that one. I think I'm.
You going to see your SEC?
Huh?
You going ACC or SEC?
Listen, Florida and Tennessee, like again, Napier is he's another coach that has a lot of potential schedule matchups where he could be game day just because of the impact. You got Heupel in his second year and Napier in his first year. Florida and Tennessee's always been a rival. Where's that game being played at?
That game is on the Rocky Top. So
Hendon Hooker is probably outside, dark horse for the Heisman. I don't know, man, because Wake Forest won the ACC last year and they returned a lot of starters. And Clemson is looking to bounce back, and a lot of people, for some reason, have DJU in the top 5 for Heisman hopefuls. And this will be the first year without Brent Venables, and Tony Elliott for that matter. I'm gonna go with Clemson at Wake Forest.
I'm matching you with that. I think this is the week that we see kind of a place that they don't normally go to. I think they go to North Carolina. I think they go to Wake Forest and set up shop there. And that could be a nice little tailgate scene. I don't know if they've been to Wake Forest before, when the last time they have been. I know it hasn't been recent, so that could be a very cool game day experience.
I think that's going to play a part in it too, because like you said, I don't remember the last time they've been to Wake Forest, if ever. If it was over 10 years ago. Plus, like, you got Wake Forest, who we all know, Sam Hartman, again, another possible dark horse for the Heisman. They got offense. We all know Wake Forest don't know a lot about defense, but then you got Clemson, who probably is going to have the number one defense overall in the land because of that front seven actually. So I think you got defense against the offense is going to make for a good story, and they might head to North Carolina for that one. So what's up with week 5, man?
Week five, we got some traditional rivalries, which would be nice. You got Michigan at Iowa. You have Oklahoma State at Baylor, rematch of the Big 12 championship game. And then you have Stanford at Oregon.
They love Stanford at Oregon, and I guess rightfully so. Stanford always finds a way to hang with Oregon or beat them. It's always been a back and forth, even when Stanford was more the team that was on top. That Oklahoma State Baylor, though, rematch of the Big 12 championship. I don't know. This is the thing. If they did follow your week 2, was it Baylor at BYU?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm thinking. If they go there,
then they're not gonna do Baylor, Oklahoma State. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who was the third game?
Stanford, Oregon. They love that Stanford Oregon game.
No, it was the one before that one. Michigan, Iowa. I'm gonna go with, just because, like you said, like I said, I don't know if they're gonna go to Baylor, BYU, but there is a good chance if they do Baylor, BYU. I could definitely see them doing Michigan, Iowa. It's a rematch. Again, here we got a rematch of a conference championship game. You got, Michigan and Iowa. Where's that game? Is that game in Iowa? Or is that the Big House?
Game at Iowa.
That Iowa, you get to wave to the fans, wave to the kids, man. I'm going with Michigan, Iowa, man. That's something I'm gonna show the Big Ten some love. I'm going Michigan, Iowa.
So my heart tells me they're going to the Big 12. They're going to OK State, Baylor. But if I'm right about week 2, that's out of the question. And my fallback plan is they're going out to the Pac-12. They love that Stanford Oregon game.
I got you. I could definitely see that.
I think there's bigger games in the Big 10 involving both of those teams. True. That they would catch game days at.
True, but you also have taken into consideration who else is playing around the nation while those other big games, come into play in the Big 10. So move on to week 6.
Alrighty, so week 6, a couple people who we have already said potentially may have game days, but you got BYU, Notre Dame. That game is at Notre Dame. You have the Red River rivalry, Texas and Oklahoma, and then you have A&M and Bama.
Wow.
Obviously, the game is in Titletown, Tuscaloosa.
Titletown is, listen, I'm just off the top. I'm going with Titletown, Texas A&M, Alabama, for one, because it's in Titletown, and also because Jimbo called his shot like Babe Ruth last year, fulfilled it. Even though I personally think Miami and Texas A&M is going to have it. That's at the 12th man. Alabama's going to have it, but that's at Texas. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're going to be down in Tuscaloosa to watch Jimbo and Saban battle it out again to see what's going to happen. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I think this game's going to catch the College Game Day. It's one of the few times that I'm not a huge fan of the SEC and their deal with CBS, because we know this is a 3:30 kickoff.
Easy.
I love nighttime games. My big games, man. I want them all at 8 o'clock. Like, I just want to get hyped for them all day. I'm telling you right now, this game is kicking off at 3:30 p.m. on CBS, and there ain't a thing we can do about it.
That's right. Because this is CBS is entering their last 2 years of deal with the SEC, and then the SEC is going to be all ESPN. So they're taking all the big games. So for the SEC, the game of the week, and this will be the game of the week regardless of what's going on. There's some other good games in the SEC, but this one here will be game day, 3:30, like you said. All right.
Yeah, so I think we both same page there, and it would absolutely shock. A&M would have to have a couple losses going into this game
Yeah.
for them to audible off of it, and I just don't think it will.
Yeah. All right, man. What was that? Week 6. So let's go to week 7.
All right, so week 7, a big matchup in the Pac-12 South, USC at Utah.
Ooh.
Big matchup in Big Ten country, Penn State at the Big House going to Michigan. And then another big matchup in the ACC, Clemson heading on the road to Doak Campbell, heading down to Florida State.
Ooh. Listen here, man. Florida State has to play LSU early in the season. If they should go, I don't think they'll win that one. But if they did, that would give them a little bit more clout. Of course, it's not just the team, the big name team. Like, of course, Clemson can make the draw for, game day. But it's also about your opponent as well. So because I think they're going to lose that game, I'm going to X the Clemson and Florida State. I think they're going to be at the Clemson Wake Forest game, which is going to. Not that they don't do double, game days, because Georgia got a couple game days last year. So, I'm going. I don't know, man. Penn State at the Big House, and then USC, Utah. Because I got Utah, I'm gonna do this, man. Because I got Utah, possibly fighting for a spot in the CFP, and you got Lincoln Riley and all his drama off the field, but all his expertise on the field. I'm going with USC Utah, man. Showing the Pac-12 some love. We'll get one of those game days, early in the morning, but then it'll be a night game.
And the cool thing there is, with what we're saying, you're looking at potentially having game days at Utah and at BYU in the same year. How cool.
Hey, stranger things have happened, man. Stranger, what you going with?
To me, if that game is played in the Coliseum, shut it down. They're going out to LA. I think that the game being at Utah hurts it. I think they go to the Big House and they're going to go Penn State, Michigan that week.
Hey, I can totally see it.
But either one of those options, incredible game day experiences, and would definitely be raucous environment. So should be a great week regardless.
That's right. All right, man. Week 8, where we at?
So week 8, you're going to have Texas, Oklahoma State.
Ooh.
You're going to have the Aggies coming to South Carolina.
Okay.
And then you have Cincinnati heading down to SMU.
Give me one win for the group of 5 when it comes to the college game day, because I believe both of these teams will be undefeated at this point in the season unless they slip up. I know Cincinnati lost a lot, but, Fickle's a good coach. A&M has potential to have it, 2 other times, possibly, one versus Miami, one in Titletown. So I'm going there. Give me Cincy, SMU to shake it up a little bit.
I'm following suit. I think that Oklahoma State will have already gotten it in the Baylor game. Obviously, they'll have been to South Carolina a couple weeks prior to watch us ruin Georgia's chance to repeat as national champions. So they're heading to SMU. Let's give some group of 5 some love. And honestly, man, that could be a great thing. Both teams undefeated, and go to a place that people don't really go. See how they tailgate. See what that turnout's like.
That's right, man. All right, week 9. We getting deep in here now.
So week 9 is going to be Ohio State at Penn State, whiteout.
Yeah.
Guaranteed whiteout. You have Michigan State at Michigan. Look at us showing the Big Ten all the love. And then just for you, I threw this one on the list. You got the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia, Florida, Jacksonville.
Georgia, Florida is always a good game regardless of the records. Everybody knows that. But I'm doubling down just like we did with the 2 games from the Big Ten. I'm going with Penn State, Ohio State. I'm with you. I think it's guaranteed to be the whiteout game. It's at Penn State in Happy Valley. The only reason why I kind of hope I'm wrong is because it's going to be a big noon kickoff. You know what I'm saying?
No, maybe not though, because you got Michigan State, Michigan that same weekend.
But
maybe
the Big 12, not Big 12, Big 10 network loves to, and Fox, they love to make their game just like CBS does the 3:30. They love that noon game, which also could hurt my week 2 prediction of Bama Texas because it's going to be on Fox. So not that game day can't be there, but if the big noon kickoff show or whatever they call it up there is there, normally game day isn't there. But I'm still going with Penn State, Ohio
I'm
State.
telling you right now, no way the Big Ten does that to Penn State on their whiteout game. No way they have the whiteout at Duke. They're not going to do them. They're not going to do that to them. No. And if so, Penn State, turn in your letter. Just go and be an independent. Get out there if they try to do that to y'all. That's dirty.
Yeah, I hope not because I love to watch the whiteout game, and I hope it's the 8 o'clock game that Saturday. So that's my pick for that game that weekend. I'm thinking you too.
Yeah, no, I'm right with you. It's the whiteout. I'd be willing to bet an arm or a leg that it's the whiteout game. Whiteout, 8 o'clock kickoff, under the lights, Happy Valley, Ohio State. What else? The only thing that could make that better is having College Game Day there.
Yeah. Yeah, so if I out of all the weeks that have been picked, of course, because week 1's been picked, if I had to put money on one game to beat game day, it's Penn State, Ohio State, because I think it's gonna be the whiteout. All right, week 10, man.
Week 10. So week 10, in a non-conference matchup, you have Clemson heading up to South Bend to face Notre Dame. In the ACC, we have Florida State heading to Miami.
Ooh.
The game that I said was going to be the battle for the 6th best team in Florida. Hey, maybe both of them are back. We'll have to see. And then going into the SEC, a game that just always means more. Bama, LSU in Baton Rouge. And you know the Cajuns get raging.
Hey, while that Brian Kelly, Nick Saban is tempting, I'm going with Clemson traveling to South Bend. Anytime a major Power 5, especially a CFP contender, travels to South Bend, or they travel to South Bend, travels to you, it's a big game. So I'm going with Clemson at Notre Dame.
So I'm going to. I try not to be a homer, but hey, man, this thing ain't leaving the SEC country this week. They love that Bama LSU game. Bama LSU potentially could be playing for the West, could be playing for a playoff spot. So November the 5th, go ahead, circle your calendars. They're going to be in Baton Rouge.
You just didn't want to give Clemson 2 game days. I get it. Move on to week 11. Let's go.
Week 11, going to kick it off with the Lane Train facing his former coach going into Alabama to face Nick Saban. Then you have Stanford taking the trip to Utah. And then you also have Wisconsin at Iowa.
Give me Wisconsin at Iowa. I want to show the Big Ten some more love, man. I don't think they'll make. I already said that they might go out there USC to Utah. I don't think they'll do Stanford, Utah, but plus by that time, I don't know if Stanford will still be hanging in there. So I'm going with Wisconsin and Iowa.
This is why I did not pick the Michigan-Iowa game, because this is the game that I think College Gameday goes to. Wisconsin, Iowa are on the same side. I think they head there. This game should decide that side of the Big Ten. That side's very weak, but they both play all the good teams from the other side, and they're all on the road. So this game right here should decide that side of the Big Ten. And again, man, the fans turn around at the end of the first quarter and wave to the kids in the hospital. You got to love it. They're going to get there at least once to show them some love.
All right, man. We got 12, 13, and 14 left. Let's wrap it on up.
All right. So week 12, you have Miami at Clemson.
Ooh.
You have Utah at Oregon. And then you have Okie State, Oklahoma.
Give me Bedlam, baby.
Who you pick?
Give me Bedlam.
So,
give me Bedlam.
So while you're taking Bedlam, I did not give you this option, but I'm taking another game in the Big 12. I'm taking Kansas at home against Texas. They're going for 2 in a row. They're going to pull it off. I think that this is it. Maybe they already have a Big 12 win, and they're going for their first 2 Big 12 win season in 14 years.
Maybe they're
Texas.
Yeah.
Kansas.
Maybe they're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and getting 2 wins in Big 12 and beating Texas back-to-back weekends. Texas, you got to go through Lawrence, Kansas. It's just the way it is, baby. Jeff, there it is, man. Week 13. What's up?
So week 13, you obviously, we don't need three. This is a 2-horse race. You have Notre Dame at USC, and you have Michigan, Ohio State. And I will throw a third one in just because it means something to me. But you have South Carolina at Clemson. But I think Clemson's going to be long gone by then. So it's a 2-horse race. Where are you heading?
Man, this is gonna be Lincoln Riley's first one against Notre Dame, and it's not like we haven't given Notre Dame several of these, a couple of these already, but I've given the Big Ten a couple of these already. Listen, man, I said it before. I think it's the best rivalry, or at least the biggest rivalry in college football. Michigan, Ohio State. Jim Harbaugh looking to go back to back, which is, I know it's gonna be hard, but that's what it is, man. You know, Ohio State's on the revenge tour. I got them. You know, surprise, surprise, I got them playing in the CFP. So I'm going Michigan, Ohio State, where Michigan calls them Ohio and leaves off the state, and Ohio leaves off all the M's the week before the game. So I'm going there.
So to me, this depends on who is the better team at the time, USC or Michigan. I think Notre Dame and Ohio State are both going to be who we think they are. And so I think it's going to come down to who the secondary team is, who's the better team. Man, it's year one. You know, I'd love to bet on Lincoln Riley, but give me Jim Harbaugh, give me Michigan. I think Michigan, Ohio State, which would be funny, right? They start the year in Ohio State against Notre Dame, and they end the year in Ohio State against Michigan. So that's our 13. If you maybe we overlooked something, and y'all know some sleepers that we didn't think about, man, get in the comment section. Let us know where you think game day is going to be some of these weeks. But this is kind of our rundown of where we think we're going.
That's right. And that week 14, like I was mentioning, that's conference title week. We know traditionally, or at least most of the time, they go to the SEC championship game, which may feature another matchup between Alabama and Georgia for those out there keeping count. All right, man. Like the stat guy said, man, get in the comments. Let us know if you agree, disagree. If we show, did I show the Big Ten too much love down here? I don't know, man. I just feel like they got some good games coming up. Did Jeff hate on Clemson a little bit by not giving them 2 game days? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe so we can get this content out to more people. For the stat guy, it's Coach I, the fanatic, go Dogs.
Go Cox.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the fanatic, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?